أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على من انشقت الأسرار وانفلقت الأنوار وفيه ارتقت الحقائق وتنزلت علوم آدم فأعجز الخلائق وله تضاءلت الفهوم فلم يدركه منا سابق ولا لاحق. فرياض الملكوت بزهر جماله منيقة وحياد الجبروت بفيض أنواره متدفقة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. مدد يا سلطان الأولياء سيد الشيخ محمد ناظم عقاني. مدد يا سيد الشيخ محمد عادل الرباني. رجال الله أعينونا بعون الله وكونوا عونا لنا بالله عسى نحظى بفضل الله. مدد يا صاحب الإمداد. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من أشرك بك شيئا وأنا أعلم وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم. Ya Rabbi, we seek refuge from even our own nafs, from shaitan, from hawa. With you we seek refuge from love of dunya, from the tricks of shaitan, from the insistence of our own ego on wrong. Alhamdulillah. Another week goes by like a day. Sadaqa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, from the sign of Akhir al-Zaman, a year will be like a month will be like a week will be like a day. A day will feel like an hour, and an hour in some narrations will feel as if the time it takes you to poke a hole in a piece of paper. That's how an hour will feel. And subhanallah, we live now in Akhir al-Zaman and we are experiencing that. By the time the month starts, we're almost midway, then close your eyes and open and it's the end of the month. Similarly with the week. Do Khatm al-Khawaj again, you close your eyes and then it's Thursday again, or Friday and you have to do it again. Jum'ah again, and the weeks go and the month go, and that is our life. That is our capital. That's the only thing. This time, depending on how we're trading it, how we're doing business with it, what we're spending it on, that's our capital. That's the only commodity we really own, is our breath in this world and how we can do. And may Allah save us from heedlessness, because ghafla is when your eyes are open but you're not there. Some people living in the past, some people living in the future with their hopes and wishes. And we're not in this moment. We're not in this moment taking advantage of what we need to be doing. They say, As-Sufi Sahib al-Waqt. Ibn al-Waqt, not Sahib al-Waqt. Ibn al-Waqt is the son of the moment. So what does that mean? That means he's always looking, what is Allah's order for me right now? What is my duty? What is my responsibility at this moment, in this time? So if it is a time to worship, to pray, you pray. A time to fast, you fast. A time to do a good deed, you do a good deed. A time to connect your relations, you connect. A time to take care of your parents, you do. A time to give charity, you do. It's always this moment. What is needed from me? What is Allah ordering me to do? What is Allah ordering me to stay away from? And ghafla is to be heedless, to be everywhere else except this moment. And that's the state of the world we live in. A state of ghafla, a state of distraction. Now, minutes go by, hours go by, and it's all down the drain, watching YouTube videos or Facebook or Instagram, social media, WhatsApp, and this is our capital. This can be converted into endless stations if we are obedient, into palaces in paradise, into Allah's pleasure with us. Instead, we spend it cheaply on our ego's pleasure and distraction. And this is something we're all falling in. We are living at the end of times. But worse than even that, worse in wasting it in things that are not halal, not haram, watching some laughter or whatever. Worse than that is spending that valuable time in haram. Spending it in things that are displeasing to Allah. So now you're not only just wasting it, but you are exchanging your time, exchanging it for what? You're exchanging it for Allah's punishment. You're exchanging it for Allah's wrath. You're exchanging it for a sayyi'at, for sins that you will have to pay for one day. And the tamma now, the biggest pastime now in this world that we all fall in is ghiba, is backbiting. Is backbiting, where come backbiting? Backbiting comes from thinking ill of others, or not thinking highly of them, or thinking wrongly of them, and not giving them the benefit of the doubt, not giving your Muslim brothers and sisters or the benefit of giving them excuses. So we jump into assumptions, and we speak badly about each other. And we look at a flyer, for example, and we assume that person is promoting themselves, and we speak about it. We don't know what's in the heart of a person. Why he's making a flyer, we have no idea. Maybe his intention is to promote something good. Maybe it is also, but it's not our duty to judge. Sara'ir, the inside of a person. We see a person doing something, or we don't see, but we always assume the worst, and that is su'ul dhann. That is a very, very, very fatal character flaw, because it drives people into all kinds of haram. But ghiba in particular, ghiba is like a person, subhanallah, intentionally destroying his treasure chest of good deeds. And you're working, you're praying, you're fasting, you're giving charity, and at the end of it, you accumulate all these gems, and then you take them and throw them into the ocean, for example. You just destroy them, or you burn them with your ghiba. And I was looking at some of the sayings about ghiba. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Hey Allah, يؤتى العبد يوم القيامة كتابه لا يرى فيه حسنة فيقول أين صلاتي وصيامي وطاعتي. That a servant is brought on the day of judgment, and his book of deeds does not show any of his prayers, of his fastings, of his obediences. Empty of all that work is done. He asks, where's all my good deeds that I spent all my life trying to accumulate? فيقال ذهب عملك كله باغتيابك للناس. And he said, all of your good deeds have been destroyed by your backbiting of people. Now, on the other end, when you make ghiba about a person, it's usually out of disdain, out of dislike. You don't like that person, or you're upset with him, or you're jealous with him, of him or her, or you don't think he's deserving something, whatever it is. And it is said that وقيل, and these are athar, I'm not saying these are hadiths, but these are athar from a book Risala al-Qushayriya about tasawwuf. وقيل من اغتيب بغيبة غفر الله له نصف ذنوبه. So when you make ghiba about a person, Allah for one ghiba will forgive that person half of his deeds. And this is رواه ابن أبي الدنيا عن عطاء الخرساني, one of the awliya, رحمه الله تعالى. That, so look at the benefits you are giving that person who you're doing ghiba on. That one ghiba, and you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking away half of that person's غفر الله له. Allah is forgiving him half of his deeds. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. الله الله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. And this is something nice. Another, and Ibn al-Mubarak also was a great Shaykh and Wali. They asked him about ghiba. He said, if I was to backbite anybody, I would backbite my own father, my own mother. And they asked him, how come? He said, because they are more deserving for me to give them my hasanat, my good deeds, than to give it to strangers. At least I'll give it to my parents. La ilaha illallah. And Sayyidina al-Hasan al-Basri, they said to him that some person have backbit you. So Sayyidina al-Hasan al-Basri, he was a student of Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu anhu, karramallahu wajhah. So they said this person backbit you. So he sent him a tray of dessert. And he said, بلغني أنك أهديت إلي حسناتك فكافأتك. He said, it reached to us that you have gave your hasanat as a gift to us, so we are giving you a reward for that. Thank you very much for giving us your hasanat. There are many hadiths about hasanat, about ghiba, but just to give you an indication about the scale, because sometimes you're in the company of people and they say, I'm not really backbiting, I'm just speaking about that person. It's true. They'll say, I'm not saying something not true, I'm saying something true about that person that's not good about that person. And let's show the prophetic scale, how sensitive it is. It is like a gold scale, by the gram or milligram even more fine than that. A person who is very short came to the household of Prophet ﷺ and for a need, and Sayyida Aisha radiyallahu anha warda, after she left, she looked at Prophet ﷺ and said, how short she is. She was almost like, the midgets. She was very short. So Sayyida Aisha said to Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how short that woman is. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, قد اغتبتها, or كما قال النبي, you have backbit that lady right now after she left. She said, by saying only how short she is, just exclaiming, she was surprised that to see a person, an adult person who was so short, and she was just exclamation, how short she was. And Sayyidina Muhammad said, you have backbit this woman. And Sayyidah Aisha was wondering, she didn't say anything. He said, would you say that in front of her face without upsetting her? She said no. He said, then that's ghiba. So if you can't say it to a person, whatever you want to say about the person in their back, if you cannot say it in their face without upsetting them, that's ghiba. No matter how small it is. And that is if it is true. So if you're saying something true about that person, it is ghiba. If you're saying something that is not true, somebody said something to you about that person, you take it to pass it on to somebody else, and it turned out to be not true. That's buhtan. That's a higher crime. That first one might be a misdemeanor, the other one is a felony. So ghiba becomes buhtan. So may Allah forgive us for falling into these tricks. We are following awliya, so we should hold ourselves to higher standards as people. But we are weak ones, and may Allah forgive us. May Allah grant us through the madad and fayd of our mashayikh, the gaze of Prophet ﷺ, inshallah, to take us out of the muds of our own egoism. And ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة.